of 1989, a lot of us were glued to the TV sets. Things were happening around the world. We saw the students in Tiananmen Square, for example. Watching them, I saw students who seemed hopeful. They really seemed to feel like someone was going to listen to them, that the time had come. And everybody in all parts of the world were focused on that picture as things got tenser and the troops got moving in closer to the square. And I don't know where you were, but I remember being frozen in my spot when I saw the tanks pulling in. And then I saw that young man step up and walk out in front of the tanks and stand there. And my heart stood still. And so did the tank. And so did the next tank, and the next tank. And even though it didn't come out the way we'd like it, there was a hope in our hearts at that time that something good was going to happen. And now, you know, if you talk to people around the world who were active in what was happening in those days, they will tell you, in Germany, for example, they will say the Berlin Wall came down partially as a result of Tiananmen Square, because people started moving. They also felt that the students in Tiananmen Square played a role in helping the Cold War come to an end. It was amazing, and I will never forget seeing it, watching it, and when I knew that I wanted to write about that this was what I wanted, I thought, what am I going to call him? I don't know that guy's name. That nice young man, whoever he was, standing there with his hands full and no arms in sight, nothing. He was just, here I am, I trust you. But it didn't work out that way. But I called him China's son, S-O-N, because he really is a perfect example of the students at that time, that he was an emblem, a symbol, a whatever, of a son of China. So here is what I wrote. China's son, forever in my heart, with love and trust you came. China's son, forever in my heart, I wish I knew your name. You stood before the tanks that day, so calm, so brave, so young. You stood before the tanks that day with a long life yet to come. Are you still alive today? I pray it so I do. Are you still so filled with hope? Oh, how I pray that's true. One moment you stood on that spot. The killing, it still came. Forever you are in our hearts, and the world is not the same. Your message was, one person counts. Peace begins that way. Your message was, one person counts. Let's each begin today. I really was touched by this poem in a lot of ways. I had been taking Tai Chi, and every time I wrote poetry, I tended to have the poem come at the same time the tears came. My emotions are so close to the surface that they were right out there. And so I knew that this is what I wanted to write. I knew I'd already told my son what I wanted him to draw. And when I sat down to write, I thought, I should do Tai Chi first and see if it's true that you can get grounded and draw power from it. So for about 20 or 30 minutes, I just performed Tai Chi in my living room and had music going, soft music, and then I sat down to write. I have never written a poem that jumped on the page so fast. I never changed a word. It's just the way it came. And it has traveled further than any poem I've ever written. It has been around the world. It is what got me into Distinguished Poets in America volume. It is just a magic poem to me that it touched people. I talked to lots of people who were in the square even at that day. They were interested in it. We all had the same feeling about what was happening about the boy. So if you like to write, and even if you don't even know you like to write, the next time something hits you, sit down, be in a quiet place, and let your brain just flow. And I think you'll be amazed what comes out. Thanks.